So I'm out here shooting some arrows. Figured I'd get some cool shots and also talk a little bit about one of the biggest learning lessons that I've had as an independent filmmaker. So I'm gonna get my first shot here. Not too bad. So one of the biggest lessons that I've learned so far in my independent filmmaking journey has been the power of quality. And I've made a few videos highlighting the importance of quality over quantity on my Instagram. And while I do believe that starting off, it's important to just create, I also believe that at some point you have to start to transition to focusing on the quality of your project rather than continuing to just pump out stuff. Because at some point, if you're not improving on your lighting, if you're not improving on your audio, if you're not improving on all the myriad of things that make up a good project, then you're not really improving at all. And you know, when you start out, you don't really know anything. And so to focus on improving those things just doesn't really do much for you because you don't know anything at all. So you just need to shoot and make the mistakes and then learn from those mistakes. And that's what I did for so long. And that'll be a lifelong thing, but it took me like, I don't know, many years to get to a point where I said, okay, the stuff that I'm making is not coming out the way that I'm seeing it in my head. What am I doing wrong? And so if you've seen Mr. C on my YouTube channel, that was the first short film that I said, all right, I'm doing things differently. So I took the same amount of time that I would give myself to do a over-the-top 15-page script in one day, and I made a 6-minute short film that was really simple. Because of that, we were able to focus on getting better quality shots. And so overall, the short film was a significant jump compared to my previous one, which is Inside Out. It's also available on my YouTube, both of those. So if you want to check them out, have at it. But as soon as another good shot, as soon as I made that shift, the stuff I started to create looked better and it felt like it had a higher production value. And so I started to realize that it was really important focusing on the quality of what you make. So that's one of the things that I've shifted more recently my focus towards, especially with getting my own gear, to focus on the small things that add up over the course of a project, whether it's a short film or a longer form piece of content, that make it feel like it has that high production value. The lighting, the audio, all of those things that I've listed before. So as independent filmmakers, our budgets are constrained. And unless we have some really talented people with good gear and free time to donate, it's really hard to pull off something really good with no budget. And so for me personally, I would rather create something that's 3 minutes long, but has a higher level of production quality than something that's 15 minutes long, but looks like ass. And the reality is, without a budget, you don't really have the time or the crew to pull off those longer projects at the same level of quality that you could a 3-minute short. All right. I don't have a second camera angle, so you're just gonna have to trust me when I say that those 6 arrows landed pretty well. So I'm gonna go grab them and come back. So, you know, over the years, I never really owned my own camera gear because part of my shtick was to write and direct something that ultimately I was in, because acting is also a passion of mine. But now that I have my own camera gear, it gives me the opportunities to go out and create things like my most recent short film, Noah, where I can have myself and just 2 other friends helping me make this thing. And while not everything was perfect about that, especially some of the lighting outside, I'm really happy with how it came out. You know, we used a fog machine, we used artificial moonlight inside, and overall, minus a few outside shots, I'm really happy with the quality of light that we were able to produce in just a couple of hours. And there will be more projects like that in that short form now that I have my own gear, because it gives me the opportunity to not have to put together a full production of 10 people like I did for Talk to Me in order to make something. I can just grab my camera like this and shoot and practice with lighting, or practice with audio, or practice, hell, something with sound design. So while I am looking forward to my next big production like Talk to Me, where I've got someone doing slate, I've got someone booming audio, I've got someone doing a DP, I've got an assistant director, like, that was a great experience, and I'm looking forward to my next set like that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you know, having my own gear and being able to utilize that to do small things to enhance my, not just my creative skill, but my technical skill, I think that that puts me in a much better position the next time I do a project like that. Because if I didn't have my gear, if I didn't have the opportunity to do things like this, then there's so much learning that I'm missing out on before I do my next project. So I don't know when my next project like Talk to Me will be, but I'm super excited to continue making small things focusing on quality. And if you're an independent filmmaker and you want to make the best stuff that you can, I would urge you to do the same. So stay humble, create to create, create to learn.